So in this video, I'm going to show you everything you need to know about put option contracts. I'm going to show you a live example of buying a put and what's going to happen throughout the week after I bought it. I'm going to share with you whether I'm making a bunch of money or it's a giant loss, and I'm going to guide you along the way. I'm going to show you the risk profile chart. We're going to cover and dissect everything you need to know about a put option. And remember, buying a put option contract, it's actually a really powerful tool, because let's say you're thinking that a certain stock is going to go down. Rather than go ahead and put a lot of money into shorting the stock and potentially getting spanked, you can just use a little bit of money and buy a put option contract, giving you the right to sell the underlying asset at a certain fixed price. And people are going to be willing to pay a lot of money for that contract if you're correct and the price drops well below the strike price on the actual put option contract. So again, to make it very simple, when you're buying a put option, you are betting that the stock or the underlying asset is going to go down. And rather than shorting, you're just buying a put option, which gives you a lot more leverage to make a lot more profit potentially. But if you're wrong, and remember, you only have a limited amount of time until a contract expires. Time is not on your side when you're buying options contracts. So if you're incorrect and the price does not drop below the strike price, you stand to lose everything that you invested in the put option contract. Now, there are definitely really risky options trading strategies, especially ones where you have a naked position. However, with just buying a put option, you are limiting the amount of money you can lose to whatever that options contract was worth. Because if you're wrong, it simply expires worthless. No one's going to want to buy it from you. You're not going to want to exercise it. And so you lose all the money that you put into it. So buying a call option and buying a put option, they are not risky options trading strategies per se. But if you are investing way more than you can afford to lose into these contracts, then sure, they can be pretty risky. So it's all relative. It doesn't really matter if you're an options trader or not. Understanding put options in and out is mandatory if you want to be fluent in investing and understand why certain hedge funds or institutions do certain things. This is very important. You're going to hear options trading lingo all the time. So these videos, they're for educational purposes only, and they have some insights in there, and they're going to have some vocabulary that you just must know if you want to be a well-rounded investor, trader, whatever your financial goal is. And with that being said, let's jump right into the video. So let's take a look at some put options that I bought. And remember that when you are buying a put option, you're an owner of an option and you have the right to sell a certain amount of shares of stock at the strike price designated in the contract. This right to sell can be exercised anytime before the contract expires. So what do I mean by that? Well, this date here is the date that the contract expires. And this dollar amount, that is the strike price. So let's see exactly what I bought and why I bought it. So if you take a look at the price of Ford, and I covered Ford in a recent video, you'll see that it had a quick run up just based on analyst price targets and all that nonsense in my opinion. But I feel there's a lot of headwinds in the near future for Ford, and I think that their earnings is going to be a disaster. So right now, around this peak here, I purchased on October 5th put option contracts. Why? Because I felt that until the date of November 18th, the price of Ford is going to go much lower. Now, I purchased strike price $10 and strike price $11 puts so that I could show you why the total gain percentage is different even though the quantity is exactly the same. Let's explore why. Well, if you look at Ford, the price currently is $12.20, but I believe it's going to sink much lower. And the reason I chose out of the money put options, the price has to be below the strike price. And for neither of these, it's not the case yet. And therefore, these options contracts are quite cheap because nobody wants to buy them right now. Because if the contracts expire at the prices that Ford is trading at today on November 18th, if it's the same price, these contracts are worthless. And so I'm betting against the odds in a way at this point, but my conviction in Ford stock dropping is strong. And so I split this into buying 15 options contracts for a $10 put and 15 options contracts for an $11 put. And I'm going to explain why the total gain is different on these. See, on this one, I already have 14.79% gain. However, on the $10 put, I only have an 8.84% gain. And I'm actually going to use risk profile graphs because they're very helpful in understanding when you profit and when you get zilch from an options contract. But before I do that, I want to very basically explain that if the price of Ford is below $10 by November 18th, I'm going to make quite a bit of money on this contract. And if the price is below $11 on November 18th, I'm going to make some money on this contract. However, if the price ends up being $10.40 and I hold all the way to expiration, this contract is going to be worthless. This value, which is currently $367.50, is going to be worth zero. However, the $11 put, I will likely be sitting on a profit because the actual price is below the strike price. Remember, when you're buying puts, you are betting on the hope that the stock price depreciates in value below the strike price. Now, also remember that currently the price is $12.20, yet I am sitting on a profit of 8.5% and 14.8%. And why is that? Because the price is above $10 and $11. So why am I sitting on a profit? Well, it's because there's still a lot of time left. There is more than a month and a week left in this option contract, which means that the potential for making a profit is still quite a bit of time left, and that's built into the price. And I will cover all of that in a separate video because that has to do with the Greek alphabet. If you've ever heard of options contracts and deltas, thetas, all that good stuff, we're going to cover all of that in an upcoming video. But what I really want to stress here is a lot of times the people that buy options contracts do not wait for the expiration date in order to go ahead and close out the position. Why? Because if this runs, let's say 110, 230%, I don't want to just hang on to it because options contracts, as quickly as you can make money, you can lose it just as quickly. And so if there is a big drop in price, like right now it's Sunday, if there's a big drop in price Monday or Tuesday, I'm probably going to close out these positions because I don't want to hold them all the way to the end only to realize that I could have had a profit, but I didn't lock in my profit, and so now they're worthless. So a lot of times these contracts exchange hands, and the people that buy them initially don't hold all the way to the end. Now, also important to mention is that somebody can actually exercise this contract, but that is a video for another time. For now, I just want to show you what put contracts look like. This is only like day 2 or day 3 of me having the contract, and already I'm up a bit. Remember, I didn't spend a lot of money on it. The total I spent was under $1,000, and already I'm up over 10% if you look at both of them if I was to close it out today. So check this out, guys. Just one market day later, and this trade is going in my favor. Why? Well, Ford, over the last 5 days, you could see that today it dropped over 6.8%. At one point, it was down nearly 8%. And since I took a put option, that means I'm betting that the stock is going to go down. And rather than shorting, I'm leveraging my bet using a put option so that I can make giant gains. And here's a great example of that. So take a look. If I shorted Ford stock, then I would be up 6.89% today. but instead look at my day's gain. The change is over 60% on the $10 put and over 58% on the $11 put. You can't compare that to the 6.89% that I would have made shorting it. Now take a look here. Overall, I'm up almost 80% on this investment. And it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out, because usually when stocks drop this fast and I make a bunch of money on an options contract, and by a bunch of money, I usually mean 2x or more in a couple of days, I usually lock in my profits and I exit the position. And in order to exit the position, I would go here and click close and go here and click close. However, in late October, Ford is expecting to release its earnings report, and I believe it's going to be a massacre as far as its stock price is concerned. And what I really want to point out is this: even though we had 15 options contracts with a strike price of 10 and 15 options contracts with a strike price of 11 purchased at the same time, you can see that I have much more of a profit here, $494 versus the $254 in the $10 put. And that's because I paid less for it. And it'll make a lot more sense if we take a look at the risk profile chart. So take a look here, and I created this with the help of Investopedia, but over it, I will try to guide you as far as everything that's going on. So the way to read this is like this. This orange line right here, that's going to tell you whether you're making a profit or a loss. So as you see here, the strike price is $10. So we're going to use this example here for the November 18th expiration, the $10 put. So we're looking at that here. For the strike price being at $10, currently it's $11.36. And you could see here that we would be sitting at a loss. It doesn't matter if the price climbs to $20, $30, it's the same. We're sitting here at $0. Our loss is limited to how much we paid for the options contract. So in my case, it was like $300. So just figure that if we lose everything, it's going to be around $300 for that $10 option. It doesn't matter if the price goes to $2,000. We're only losing $300, what we paid for the put option. Now, how much can we gain? Well, if at expiration, the price of Ford is $5, so the price is $5, you can take that $5 and multiply it by 15 option contracts, which each represents 100 shares. So you would actually multiply that by 1,500. So 1,500 times 5, and you will see that we will make $7,500, and that will be a massive profit. Now, unlike a call option where the chart looks like this, where it just grows exponentially on this side, we don't have unlimited gains. Our gains are maxed to the case and the scenario that Ford stock goes to zero. Now, it's very easy to calculate if Ford stock went to zero, how much you would make on a $10 strike that expires November 18th. So think of it this way. If 1,500 shares of Ford went to $0, if someone was holding Ford and they sold those shares, they would have $0. But we bought an option contract that says we're allowed to sell shares for $10 a share, no matter the price, November 18th. So if we exercise that contract for those 1,500 shares, we can sell them at $10. And so 1,500 times 10 gives you $15,000. And that is the most that we could potentially gain with this November 18th $10 put. Now, obviously, that's pretty much impossible for Ford to go to zero. That would have to be a lot of really unlucky events, and the whole market would probably be collapsing, so we don't want that to happen. Now, on this one, the $11 put, you can also calculate your max gain, and that would be 11 times 1,500, because that's how many shares 15 option contracts represents. And that would give you $16,500. And so because you stand to gain more on the $11 put, this is why it is more expensive, and also why we're seeing the total gain go up much more drastically than the total gain on the $10 put, because we are closer to being in the money, which means below $11, whereas the $10 put, we're still high above that. take a look at the 1-year chart. We would have to go to below $10. We haven't seen that in a very, very long time. We would have to go back to around December of 2020. That's like the last time that Ford shares were selling for less than $10 a share. But $11 a share, that is still pretty likely because we came pretty close to it on July 5th, 2022, and we're coming pretty close to it today. And I'm telling you, when the quarterly report comes out later this month, if it's a disaster, Ford stock is going to sell off like burning hot rocks that nobody wants. It's going to be a complete meltdown in the auto manufacturer space. And I think other companies are going to take a hit too. GM, even maybe Tesla will respond unfavorably as well. This took me a really, really long time to make. So if you stuck around for the entirety of this video, give yourself a pat on the back and just know that I really appreciate you guys and girls because I'm able to sharpen my own skill set. I'm able to do more research, and creating tutorials, it's so helpful because when you're creating a tutorial, you're refreshing your own expertise, your own knowledge base, and you're sharpening your skill set. I highly advise it to anyone. If one of you guys has a YouTube channel, put out tutorials. They're always so helpful for everyone. And if you have a question on anything that I covered, mention in the comment section. My channel's small, so I'm going to get to every single comment. And with that being said, let me know what topic you wish for me to cover next. I do options trading tutorials, I do stock tutorials, I do crypto tutorials. I try to do it all. And so let me know which topic you find interesting. And in the next video, I will probably continue on with this series where I'm aiming to teach a bunch of people a lot of things about option contracts. Why? Because I'm trying to re-educate myself because I forgot some of these stuff. And while we're in a downturn in the markets and the markets are a little boring and just crazy and insane, it's a good time to just chill out, sharpen up your skill set, refresh all of the things that you should know about the market so that when there is opportunity coming up, you can go ahead and snag it and be ready to do so with the vast tools you have in your investing toolkit. I appreciate you guys for watching this video. I will see you all in the next one.